So our extra credit for this week. Today is June the 28th. I already forgot. Yeah, it's June the 28th. And our chat topic this week was 179. It was spring into summer. And Liz wants to know what I'm mixing in. So we talked about skinny syrups 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Here's some coffee flavored ones somewhere. Well, this is not what's in my water today. This is the brand. The brand is skinny syrup, but you can go back. I think it was 2 weeks ago we chatted on that, and you can go back and see it. But it's their Meyer lemon raspberry, and they are they're sugar-free syrups. Okay, so anyway, this is on the extra credit portion this week. Remember, I said we're not going to do July 4th stuff. So I think we've done 3 years of July 4th recipes. So I decided not to do July 4th. Instead, I decided to make some quick things or show you how to make some quick things that will replace 4 appliances in your kitchen with an air fryer. Okay, we only have like 28 minutes to talk about this, so I can't go into great elaborate detail, but it was hot enough outside today and it was hot enough outside yesterday that I thought, I don't really want to turn my oven on for a while. I don't really want to heat up any appliances that create a large amount of heat. So I really started thinking about my air fryer today and how much I love it. And we have, here at KC Kitchen Center, we have 2 air fryers, and I did have 2 at home, but John made me take one of them to Casey's in the camper. But anyway, so I have Simple Living Products air fryers. I have 2 of them here, and I have one of those at home. And then we took a Power XL over to Casey's because I love the Simple Living ones so much because they're easy to clean, super quiet. We're going to use one here in just a second, and you're going to see what I mean about how quiet it is. So I don't really want to turn on any appliances that are creating a lot of heat right now. The air fryer, even though it does get warm, it doesn't generate a lot of heat. So I practiced 2 things, and I have got something else in there that I just did. Really didn't raise the temperature here in the kitchen at KC Kitchen Center at all. But I use my air fryer so much that I've actually almost permanently replaced. I've at least replaced for a lot of things, 4 different appliances. So the first appliance that I have almost replaced, I still have to use it for some things, but a microwave. So I don't use a microwave now for anything that is, I'm going to call it sturdy, like a Hot Pocket or egg rolls or leftover pizza. If you haven't put leftover pizza in a Simple Living Products air fryer or any brand air fryer, if you haven't reheated leftover pizza in an air fryer yet, you are missing out. It's actually better reheated in the air fryer than it was when you got it the first time. So on a piece of leftover pizza, I actually just spritz it with a little bit of nonstick spray, sprinkle a little bit of nutritional yeast on it. And if you are new to nutritional yeast, that's a whole nother chat. We have like 3 other chats for that you can go back and check out on YouTube. But sprinkle it with a little bit of nutritional yeast, and I'll put it in the air fryer on 360 for like 5 or 6 minutes, and just let it just barely start to crisp up. Best leftover pizza you've ever had. I know, and Debbie said microwave pizza is nasty. It really is. It is seriously the best air fryer. It's the best leftover pizza ever. But I also use it on things like this. I was going to have these for lunch Saturday, I think it was, yesterday, here at KC Kitchen Center. And these come, these Lean Cuisine little, what are they, Asian style chicken spring rolls. And you can get egg rolls like this, and you can get Hot Pockets and different things that have that metal sleeve. Well, the metal sleeve is to make it crisp up. So why would you put that in the microwave and put it in that little metal cooking sleeve to make it crisp up? Just put it in your air fryer. So I think I did these on I did these on 350 for like 8 or 9 minutes or something. They were crisp on the outside. They were hot on the inside. It didn't overcook them, just kind of check them. But yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect instead of cooking them in the microwave. They're never gummy. They're always crispy. These I did not have to spray with nonstick spray to crisp up the outside. Sometimes you do, but these I did not. So those were really good in the microwave. So I've replaced my microwave with the air fryer for a lot of things like that. This next one, you're going to think I'm crazy, and I'm sorry I did not make an example of it. Just because I have so much else to talk about. But my toaster, I don't even have a toaster. We don't even own a toaster. Period at all, because we use the air fryer to make toast. You just spritz a piece of bread or 2 pieces of bread depending on how big your air fryer is. And I'm sorry, I have attracted fruit flies with the third thing that we're making, so if you see things flying around, you'll know why in just a second. But anyway, toast. You can put Eggos in there. You can put pastries, anything that you would normally stick down inside, stick down in your toaster, in a regular toaster. You can put those in your air fryer. So like toast, I'll put like just 2 pieces of toast down in the air fryer basket. Again, lightly spraying with some nonstick spray. Toast, don't leave it in there as long. I do about 350 for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then check it, and pull it out just when it starts to get toasty. Okay, this one I'm actually going to show you how to make. So this is so easy. And the first time I did it, John was like, "Can I have that?" So, John, are you here tonight? Are you even watching us tonight? I didn't see a hello from home base. Anyway, these are so easy. This little pan came in my Simple Living Products air fryer. If you do not have one of these, or if you have a different brand of an air fryer, and I'm sorry, Joyce did not see the info for the closed group. So Debbie posted that earlier, and Joyce, if you don't see it, I will try to remember to go back here and post it when we get done tonight. But anyway, this nachos, just one little serving of nachos. So you don't have to heat up your oven. You don't have to heat up a toaster oven. I'm sorry, this is to replace your toaster oven. So, and thank you, Debbie, for sharing that. We used to keep a toaster oven on our counter. Well, we don't have room for that now. So instead of using a toaster oven for things like nachos, grilled cheese sandwiches, you can cook a grilled cheese sandwich in your air fryer. Chicken nuggets, fish sticks, anything like that. You can cook it in your air fryer. But the nachos are so easy. Just use the shallow pan that came with your Simple Living Products air fryer. Or if you don't have, like if you didn't have that brand, or if you don't have one of these pans, you can pick these up. This one happens to be metal. You can use silicone. It just needs to be safe for, for an air fryer. And last week when we were talking about the Fit Fat, I think a couple of y'all were using this. This is an Evo. It's just an Evo sprayer, and we have a link for this. Oh no, Liz's air fryer died at 2 years and she hasn't replaced it yet. We'll get a Simple Living Products one. It's not going to die in 2 years. I've used this probably over 100 times, each one of them. But the Evo sprayers, we have it on our on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It's just on the recommended page. You can get these on Amazon, but you can go get the link there. But you're just going to do, so you can put canola oil, olive oil, whatever your oil of choice is in there, instead of using nonstick spray. And it's better on the nachos if you do 3 quick spritzes. That's 1 teaspoon. So that's 9 tortilla chips. And these are Santita brand, I think. 9 tortilla chips, little spritz. So that's 4 points for the tortilla chips. The 3 spritzes of, I think that was olive oil. That's 1 smart point. This is 2 tablespoons of shredded cheese, and just put that on top. And you can do, you could add, and of course, since we're doing this here, I'm not going to add it, but you could add, hello Cheryl, you could add chicken, you could add jalapenos, you could add whatever you want to it. You just put this straight down in here, and I'm just doing the cheese, for the sake of time. Put it back into your Simple Living Products air fryer. Remember, scoop, don't shove it in there. We're going to go ahead and leave it on 360. I'm going to change the time to about 6 minutes, because I'm going to change it to 6 minutes because I've been cooking other things in there today, so it's good and hot. You do not have to preheat your air fryer to use it, but because I've been making some other things, it's, it is good and hot. So while the nachos cook, so again, that replaced the toaster oven. So to replace your microwave, you can do it for Hot Pockets, anything that has that little metal sleeve that when you get ready to put it into the microwave. Hot Pockets, egg rolls, lean cuisines, like these spring rolls, things like that have that little metal sleeve that you put over the top of it. You can put those in your air fryer, and just play around with it. You can always take it out, check it, and kind of perfect it, and then write down, how you did with it. Leftover pizza, the best. Absolutely the best. You will never microwave a piece of pizza again. There's no point in it. Because it takes minutes in the air fryer, just minutes. You can replace your toaster, because you can use your air fryer for toast. You can use it for Eggos. You can use it for pastries. Anything that you poke down in your toaster and pops back up, you can cook that in your air fryer. Again, you can replace a toaster oven for nachos, grilled cheese, chicken nuggets, fish sticks, anything like that. It's not just for French fries. It's not just for bacon. Y'all know I hard boil my eggs in my air fryer, but it's not just for, you know, for bacon and for making French fries. You know, it's not just for that. Okay. Trish said, no, don't use the silver tray. Okay, so Trish, that's a great question. Trish said, do you use or leave the silver tray on them? No, ma'am. No. I do not use that silver. There's no point. So the silver sleeve, that's a great question though. That silver sleeve that would have gone on top of these, you don't need it, because that's to do something weird with the microwaves. I don't know what that does, but it's to make them bounce back in or whatever and try to crisp it up. But they're still kind of mushy, you know. I mean, they're good, but they're still kind of mushy. You don't need that if you put them in the air fryer. So you just want the air fryer to do that. Okay, I'm going to get the last thing started just so that it'll be done about the time that we're finished talking. So this, do pay attention to it, but don't pay attention to it, because you got 2 more things to look at while this is cooking. This is half of a peach cobbler recipe. So oh yeah, and Debbie's exactly right. No, that little paper thing could catch on fire, so do not do that. And Rita wants to know how to do the hard-boiled eggs. That is, we have 2 chats about hard-boiled eggs, and you can watch it on YouTube, Rita. So, yeah, so you can go back and find that, or I'll try to post that link later. But this is half of a recipe of peach cobbler, and it's a half of a recipe because I have to eat this whole thing when we're done. You know, like, I'm not just going to leave this here. So I made a half of a batch, but a whole batch would be 2 peaches. This is a half of a batch, so this is 1 peach. And if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where they have Georgia peaches right now or South Carolina peaches, and Myra, do not be afraid to use your air fryer. Oh my gosh, I use them every day, literally every day. And hello, Hillary. Okay, so that's 1 peach because that's half of the recipe. Because again, I have to eat it, so I wasn't going to make myself 2. I could have made myself 2, but I'm not going to. This, for the sake of time, I went ahead and mixed it up. This, for a half of a recipe, this is 1/4 of a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt and 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour. For a whole recipe, it would be 1/2 cup and 1/2 cup. And I'm literally just going to take this and daub it on top of the peaches. And I so wish that I could turn the camera so that y'all could actually see what I'm doing, but and I'll hold it up and show it to you in a second. But I'm just daubing this on top of them. So for a half a recipe, it's 1 peach sliced, a fresh peach slice. You could use canned peaches, but why would you? And right now, peach here, I don't know about where y'all live, but peaches are plentiful here because we're right above Georgia. And so we've got Georgia peaches right now. And that's why I attracted the fruit fly. Hello, Jackie. That's why I attracted the fruit fly, because I have cut Georgia peaches on my countertop. Okay. Or right here. Okay. So, and y'all can see what painstaking detail I've gone to get this exactly, you know, where it needs to be. Okay. And unfortunately, I did bring something to wipe my hand off with. Okay, so now I've got the 1 peach, because this is a half of a recipe, 1/4 of a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour. And see how I kind of dabbed it on top of that? Then I mixed up for half of a recipe. This is 1/2 of a tablespoon of Land O'Lakes canola, light canola butter. I'll have to show you because it has a lower lower points. And Betty, you probably could use frozen peaches, but I'd probably let them thaw out first. So it's 1/2 of a tablespoon of that. It would be a whole tablespoon if it was a full recipe. It has 1/2 of a teaspoon of, it has 1 teaspoon of Truvia baking blend. It would be 2 teaspoons if it was a whole recipe. And then it has 1 tablespoon of coconut milk. You could use unsweetened almond milk or something like that. I better check the nachos too. Anyway, melted the butter, you know, and stirred all that together. And let me check these real quick because we got 1 minute left. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those are gonna be perfect. Okay, and then just take this and you are just gonna drizzle it over the top. So this is gonna make almost like a little sugar coating over the top of it. Try to get it on the little flour and yogurt dollops especially, but get it all over your peaches. Oh yeah, yes, yes, yes. And I'm sorry, but y'all are gonna have to hang out a little past 9 because it's gonna take longer than that. Okay, so there you go. And now, as soon as I get the nachos out, I'm gonna put this in. So they only have 1 minute left, but they are looking good. Remember, I've told y'all this before, do not reach in there and grab that pan. It is going to be whatever temperature you had it on. So I'm gonna use my little tongs and I'm gonna set it over here and let it cool off for just a minute. And I'm gonna swap out. This also came in my Simple Living products. It came with my kit and it has a little handle. So I'm just gonna set that down in there and we're gonna put this in. And you notice it started running again, so it's still doing whatever I had it on the last time. So we're going to leave it on 360. But we're going to change the time. I'm going to change it to 15 minutes, but we're going to check it before the 15 minutes because it has been, since it's still hot from the nachos, then we want to check it. Okay, so the nacho pan is still very hot, so I set it on top of a plate and I'm going to pick it up. Let me see if I can touch this long enough to show you. So, actually, let me just pick one up, or they're all going to stick together. So here you go. This is what the nachos look like. So we made 1 serving of nachos, super fast, super easy. You could come back and put chives on it. You could have cooked it with chicken on it, and if you had chicken or tuna or hamburger meat or fake hamburger meat or barbecue or whatever on it, it's still the same amount of time. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm going to use that in place of sour cream. And I have made, I've made a little plate of nachos. Let me try one of them here for you. You could do cilantro, you can do, John and I put diced jalapenos on them, but again, you know, I have to eat this, so I just made them real quick. So, nachos. Salsa, yeah, Betty's exactly right, salsa. These are like restaurant nachos when you get done with them. So crisp, and you can make 1 batch. You can make 1 serving, instead of heating up your oven and making a big, you know, making a whole lot of them and then having to eat a whole lot of them. Okay. Also in the oven, and not to make in the oven. So a lot of times we want, in the summer, we'll just want like a baked potato with some Wendy's chili on it for, you know, for a quick meal. Or we just put salsa on it or something, you know, just something quick, and we will have, you know, just a baked potato as a meal. But I don't want to heat up my kitchen, and I don't have that much time to cook, you know, to cook baked potatoes. So instead, I make them in the air fryer. And for this demonstration, I made a russet baked potato and a sweet potato, because those of you who are on purple, sweet potatoes are 0 points. So where did my knife go? I have one. So on the baked potatoes, you just clean them. Then you pierce them just a little bit with a knife or a fork or something like that. Spray them with some kind of oil. So I used this. You can just use the nonstick spray. You can go ahead and put some pepper or something on. You can put some kind of seasoning on the russet baked potato. You can do this with golden baked potatoes, or like Yukon Gold baked potatoes. And you're going to cook them on 400 for somewhere between 35 and 50-ish minutes, depending on the size of the potato and the kind of the potato. So the sweet potato I took out at about 35 minutes. So it's 400 degrees for 35 minutes. Now, again, please do not just pick up hot things straight out, but these have been sitting since the chat started, so they are cooled off now. But I don't know why, if you saw that, I always cut my potatoes like in a zigzag. And I do that because when you squeeze them, when you get ready to open them to put whatever you're going to put on them, butter or whatever, they open in a really pretty shape like that. So you could go ahead and put some Susie said, what was the oil that I used? Oh, it's the bottle that looks cool, Susie. So this is just either olive oil or canola oil. I don't remember which one I have in here, but it's an Evo sprayer. And we have the link to those on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can get them on Amazon, but please use our link if you don't mind, because we do get affiliate credit for that. But see how pretty that is when you open it. So that was the sweet potato, was 400 degrees. For, I think I took it out at 30 or 35 minutes. And then this one is just a regular russet potato. And again, I always cut them in a zigzag. And these are good with salsa. They're good with, butter if you're doing butter. But see, when you cut them in a zigzag like that, then they open, they open really pretty like that. So cooking them in the, I'm going to check this real quick just because it's so hot, because it's been so hot. Okay, that is still good to go. And you all are going to have to hang out with me past 9 because I talked so much. That it's going to take us until after 9 for that to be ready. Okay, but anyway, so the baked potatoes, if they're smaller baked potatoes, you may not need quite as much time. If you need, if they're a little bit bigger than this, you might need a little extra time. But I always go back and check them at about 30 minutes. I go ahead, even though you've already poked them with a knife, I go ahead and check them again at about 30 minutes. I'll just poke them again, and if they're starting to get soft, then like the sweet potato was starting to get soft at 30 minutes. So I just went ahead and took it out and let it just sit. So if you let it sit, it will continue to cook for a few more minutes. And then I'll let the russet potato, I'll let it go ahead and cook for, let's see, the sweet potato ended up taking out at 35 minutes. The russet potato I took out at 45 minutes. But you can see, in the air fryer, they're perfect every time. It is like a real restaurant baked potato. I've never had a baked potato out of an oven. First of all, it would be 150 degrees, and y'all know how sweaty I get. It would be 150 degrees in the loft if I tried to heat up the oven to cook a baked potato. To cook one baked potato, that makes no sense. None, or 2 baked potatoes, it makes no sense to heat up the whole loft for that. But look how pretty these are. I'm serious. I know I'm stalling for time because I'm waiting on the peach cobbler to be done. But these are so pretty, and they're perfect, and they're not overcooked, and it makes the outside papery. If you like the outside of the potato, you can still eat it, but it makes them so papery. Look how easy this is gonna, well, let me hold it up here. Look how easy that's gonna peel off. Super, super easy. Super easy. And then again, on the russet potato, it is a perfect restaurant baked potato. So that is in your air fryer. You didn't heat up the kitchen. I've made, let's see, these were in there for 35 and 45 minutes. The nachos were in there for about 6 or 7 minutes. I have the peach cobbler going right now, and it is not hot in here. It's not 150 degrees in here. Let me see if the cobbler's about ready. Pretty close. We're getting close. Okay. So we're actually going to pull the cobbler out a few minutes early just for the sake of letting y'all go to bed. But give me just a second. I'm going to go run get the final ingredient. So do not run off. Do not run off. I still have you for at least 4 more minutes. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, and I had to leave this in the freezer because Halo Top Peach Ice Cream is out right now. And it is the peaches and cream ice cream. It's kind of hard to find, but I'm gonna say the Food City across the street has it, and it's on sale. So I bought 2 of them. But Halo Top, if you've never had it, some of the flavors, you do have to let them sit out for a few minutes before they are creamy enough. And Barbara said, please take your time. Some of the flavors, you have to let them sit out for a few minutes. That's Enlightened is like that. Halo Top's like that. Kroger has their brand. But some of them you have to leave out. The Halo Top Peaches and Cream, you do not. It is soft as soon as you take it out. So that's why I wanted to leave it in the freezer until I was actually ready for it. Okay, but we are going to go ahead we're gonna go ahead and get our peach cobbler out so that we are not here way past 9 o'clock. The peach cobbler this is a half of a recipe. So I almost have the recipe ready. That's another thing. This COVID thing, I think I've only posted maybe 2, maybe 3 recipes this whole, like in 3 months. And I normally post a recipe, thank you, Barbara, you were being nice. I normally post a recipe like every other week. I think I've posted 3 in 3 months. So I'm taking back my time. I'm taking back my time from COVID. You can't have it. On the peach cobbler, this is a half of a recipe, and it was 1 fresh peach washed and sliced in the bottom. Then it was 1/4 of a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt and 1/4 of a cup of self-rising flour mixed together. It would have been a half a cup and a half a cup if it was a whole recipe, because it would have been 2 peaches. And then in this little cup, it was a half of a tablespoon of the it's Land O'Lakes light canola. If you can find some that's less points, just use, you know, whatever you use. Or if you prefer real butter, just use your real butter, but count the points. And a teaspoon of Truvia baking blend, and 1 tablespoon. I used coconut milk. You can use unsweetened almond milk, vanilla almond milk even would work. And then stir that together really good and use that for your glaze. You're going to blob out, it's a technical term for it, you're going to blob out sorry, it's getting ready to storm here again. Just saw lightning. You know, you're going to blob out the flour and yogurt mixture onto the top, and you're going to cook it on 360 for about 14 minutes. But since we had, and this will all be in writing, so as soon as I post the recipe on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, you will, you'll have the exact instructions on there. But because I've been cooking other things in here and it's already preheated, again, I never preheat my air fryer, but it's been preheated because of making this. It's not going to make it to 14 minutes. So let's check it again real quick. Oh yeah. That is about perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. So since it had been preheated making the other things, it was about 10 minutes instead of the 15 minutes. So remember, use something to pick it up, and I'm using my left hand, and I am not left-handed. Okie dokie. So this could have gone just a teeny bit longer, but you know what? This looks good and juicy, so I am going to go ahead and take that out. Oh, these peaches smell so good. So good. And if you've never had peach cobbler, you have got to make some. You have got to make some. And where I put the milk and the Truvia and the little bit of butter mixture on there, it makes like a little glaze on top. And then if there's any left over in the pan, remember, just be careful, because it's going to be the same temperature. The pan's going to be the same temperature, so 360 degrees for several minutes. So just be careful when you pick it up. But you've got there's a nice little glaze. I'll see if I can turn it around for you. So there's a nice little glaze in the bottom of the pan that you can add to this. And now we have peach cobbler. We have yummy, yummy, yummy peach cobbler. Excuse me while I lick my fingers, because I'm the only one here, so I can touch this all I want to. And a scoop of Halo Top, and I think this ended up being 7 points if I'm not mistaken for just the peach cobbler, but trust me, it is worth every bit of it. And then this is 1/4 of a cup of Halo Top peaches and cream. Or maybe it was 7 points for the whole thing. I don't know. I'll put it in the recipe. All I can tell you is it is totally worth it. I don't care how many points it is. I do. I want to be reasonable, but it is so worth it. Okay. So this is it with the ice cream on top, with the Halo Top ice cream on top. So yummy. So yummy. And let me go ahead and get a bite. You know, so I was making fun of Haley earlier Here I go, taking one for the team and eating peach cobbler for you all. I don't want to get too big of a bite. Come on. Okay. So good, so yummy. So you all know what I will be eating just as soon as we get done. But I hope y'all enjoyed again this week. Those are so delicious. I've already got most of that recipe already typed up, so I'll be posting it soon. That peach cobbler, oh my gosh, it's absolutely to die for. Absolutely to die for. But I hope you enjoyed this week's chat. I hope you enjoyed the few things that we made. I hope that you can. No, Haley, this would be great after your dinner. So we should have your dinner and then eat this for dessert. But I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I hope you will share it with somebody. Share it with somebody who's struggling during COVID, you know, because this is it's just a stinky time. But I hope you'll share it with somebody. If you were watching this on YouTube or if you watch this later on YouTube, don't forget, up here is the next video. So if you just let it roll over, you've got your YouTube set up that way. You can go, you can come on eat. Hey, Haley, I can make it here at Casey Kitchen Center. So the next time you're in Knoxville, just let me know and I'll make sure and have peaches and I'll have it ready for you. But go ahead and watch the next video. Down here you can subscribe, and if you subscribe, and you should subscribe, go ahead and hit that little bell so that you'll know when the next video comes up. And then the one over here, the little button over here, is for Spreadshirt. So you all have an amazing week. I'm going to eat this peach cobbler before Dusty figures out what's going on. He fell asleep in his bed out in the other showroom, or out in the showroom. So he has no idea that we're making food. Anyway, so I'm going to hurry up and eat this before he figures out that there is food. But you all have a great week. Don't forget to do your homework, and I will see you next week. Good night.